Masters of None Podcast, episode 15. We are going live now. Check us out on Twitch. Check us out on YouTube. You can always check us out every other social media. You know how it's listed. Let's go. We ready?
We're live.
We ready?
We're live.
We're live.
We're currently live. Crack open
Your agua?
my water, not seltzer water this time. So first things first, Masters of None Podcast, episode 15. 1-5. Kind of impressive. Kind of a big deal.
It's about, this whole podcast thing is about commitment, bro. That's the main thing.
I agree.
It's commitment. You got to fucking make time for it. You got to plan it. You got to do this shit like a goddamn job.
Yeah, 100%.
That's it.
I agree. Yeah,
It's
professionalism.
more fun than any fucking job I've ever had.
Oh,
but-
if I could get paid for this, I'd do it. Isn't it so
We're
funny?
doing it for free.
We're
So
doing
why
it
wouldn't we do it to
100%
get
for free.
paid?
Have you seen the fucking the dude with the sign that says, he has like a post that says like, not everybody needs a podcast?
What'd he say?
He says like, not like you and your friends don't need a podcast or something of the sort, like, or like not everybody needs a podcast.
Oh, it's the guy with the sign?
Yeah, the guy with the sign. I always feel personally attacked whenever I see those memes nowadays, because I think they're bigger nowadays than they were before.
It's the same people that you know talk shit about crypto. It's the same people that would be like, nobody cares about your Instagram, you stupid kids. Nobody's making a feature film about your Instagram. And then Daquan, the page, you know, that page just sold for $85 million.
What page? What are you talking about?
The Instagram page, Daquan.
What? I don't follow that page.
It's just like a beige cardigan type of fuck Jerry type of thing.
Oh, okay. I know.
$85 million.
I know beige. I don't know beige cardigan. Actually, is that what that says?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep it real.
I'll put a phonetic spelling up there for you.
I never knew that said that.
Yeah.
There's like no underscore or anything like that. It just
No.
looks like it says.
It's just connected. It's one word mashed together. So it looks like a run-on weird. It looks like a cat walked across a keyboard.
I definitely didn't read that as beige cardigan.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I follow those guys. I never read that as. I want to give a disclaimer about my lack of haircut because I don't have one. I know you shouldn't bring attention to things you don't want to bring attention to, but I think it's obvious.
Nah, man, if you feel like you got to address it, you got to address it.
Homeless. I want you guys to know that the person who cuts my hair may or may not be sick
Yeah.
with one of these diseases. With the vid. Yeah, I just keep it real. And he's not cutting hair right now. So until that fucking situation's settled, I'm not going to have a haircut. I'm sorry.
And I just want to reassure everybody that this man does have a home.
I do have a home. I'm not homeless. I just don't have a haircut. And I'm not going to shave my head myself because I don't know why I don't.
Yeah, I don't know. I do. But then again,
I just like trimmed my beard for the first time the other day because I was looking crazy.
Yeah.
And I don't have a beard, and like not like yours at least. I'm like super Patches O'Houlihan. So my face just looked like somebody had like a bunch of glue on the table and then like threw
shaved
pubes
my
at it.
head and then went.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what my face looked like. And I didn't think it. I knew I looked crazy, but I didn't think anything of it. And so my mother-in-law says to me, she goes, maybe you should trim like your mustache a little bit. You ever think about trimming your mustache? And I was kind of like, my barber's sick. How dare you?
You're like, are you directing me to do that? Or are you suggesting?
I was like, how dare you? It's so bad enough that I didn't have a haircut. And then when I wanted to go get a haircut, I found out that my barber's infected. How dare you? You need to be more sensitive. Let's go back to I want to talk about the beige card, the page Daquan, which I feel like I should have definitely known about because of how in tuned I am with the streets.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's just like a meme page type of thing. It posts like stupid shit. It has like kind of like a hood element to it, but it's funny. It's like a little more hood version of like a fuck Jerry type of thing.
Yeah, you know which ones I don't like? The ones that post like stupid shit, like link into like the ones that do a lot of promotion on their page.
Yeah, well, that's a revenue stream now.
I don't care if they promote a product. I don't like it when they post like something that looks like it's going to be a funny meme, but it's just like, now that I got your attention, link in the bio. It's like,
ugh, I hate that shit.
Ew.
I hate it when it's like,
or when there's a comment on it that says like, oh, this was my video. How dare you steal it and not give me credit? And you click on a page and it's like another meme page that they do the same thing back and forth with each other. Have you ever seen that?
No.
I like to
but that
look
would
the
make
comments.
sense. Yeah, I do
the
too.
comments.
Comments is what's funny about that.
Yeah, and it's like there's always like some like controversy in the comments with another page, and it's like you look at it and it's another verified user who was just like obviously doing this to generate like views with this other view or whatever. It's fucking malarkey.
It's like cross promoting to get visits and get clicks.
Yeah, and to get followers from other people's pages. I don't get how some of these pages have so many fucking followers. I realize that now you could just buy a page with 1 million followers, delete all the content.
Well, that's what people do. That's why it becomes a brand at this point. That's why Daquan was bought by like a huge media.
How many followers?
Company. I don't know. I can look right now.
I wonder.
But the page sold for $85 million.
$85 million. That's so much money. But you know what? Followers isn't enough. It's about engagement too. Do you know that I've been on a waiting list to get tattooed since August?
Oh shit! Look, they
renamed it.
The page is gone. They must have bought it, and they're gonna they're probably gonna brand it and put it on. Oh no, here it is. Never mind. 16 million followers. 16.2.
That's a lot, but it's not.
Yeah,
it's a lot. I get it. His engagement must be their engagement must be through the roof. I wanted to
because at this point it's like a media conglomerate. It's not. This page is run, I'm sure, by 15 people. You know what I mean? It's not one person. This is a company now, and now it's sold.
I wish two things. I wish Instagram, like, their feed was based on time. Like, I wish it was like whatever's newest is at the top.
It used to be chronological, but now it's not. Now they curate shit that they guide what you're looking at.
Yeah, which is kind of bullshit. And it does with the stories too, because if you post a story, it's always number one, because I guess I always view your stories.
Yeah.
And there's like several tattoo artists that are always number one on mine. And it brought me
I appreciate you.
Yeah, I got you, man. But it brought me to my next point. I've been on a waiting list to get tattooed since August, right? Which isn't a huge deal. Yeah. Whatever. I waited longer to get tattooed.
Same.
I contact them.
And if you don't have to wait, you're going to a shitty artist most of the time.
If you walk in and get tattooed,
yeah.
your result was definitely not. Send me a picture of it so I can criticize it.
Exactly. Don't do that.
And it helps me justify the cost of my tattoos to my wife, because I could be like, you want me to come home with this? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? This guy just walked in and got that fucking Hello Kitty tattoo.
Yeah.
Looks like fucking the guy was blind to do it. But so I reach out to the artist and I say, hey, it's Roberto. Following up on the email below. I know that freaks them out when they read shit like that, because they're like, who the fuck is emailing me? This is way too much of a professional email. But I like to let them know that I'm a professional, right? So I say, hey, I'm following up on the email below.
Professional people have money to pay your exorbitant fees for tattooing.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm following up on the email below. I just want to verify that I'm still on the waiting list. It's been quite a while. I understand if it's not going to be anytime soon, but I just want to verify that I'm still on the list and that like there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
You know, they emailed me back a week later.
What?
Hey, we actually haven't even started on the waiting list. Right now, he's just doing
previous appointments,
sleeves, back pieces, and anything that sparks his interest. So basically, she told me, yeah, I know in August, which was 6 months ago or whatever, I told you that like you were going to be on this waiting list and you should be early 2021. But in reality, we haven't even touched that waiting list. It's not even a waiting list. This is just in
like
case
a possible, if I'm bored and have a cancellation,
exactly.
I'll grab one of these.
Yeah, I was like really upset about that, about the fact that it wasn't clear to me that this was a list that they might not never get to, because I didn't reach out to other artists because it costs so much money. I can't afford to go back to back, month to month. So like I was holding off on reaching out to other artists because I was going to wait till I get tattooed. And then I'm like, all right, perfect. Now I'll reach out to this person. And like, there's people I want to be tattooed by,
sure.
But I'm holding off because I know I got to, you could walk in there and
that's
walk out
annoying.
$1,500, $2,000 later. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's fucking annoying.
That shit's fucking annoying.
Super annoying.
I waited a year and like 4 months for Becca Jean Bacon to do this Indian
a year and
lady
4
head.
months. That's crazy.
Yeah. And it's just a lady head.
And you know what? If I had a date, I wouldn't even give a fuck.
I didn't have a date.
If they told me,
I randomly got an email. They were like, hey, we got to your name. And I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, that's sick. No, even if they didn't give me a date, but I knew that it was going to come up, I'm going to put my phone on silent, and I knew it was coming around, then I wouldn't really mind.
Yeah.
Just like I thought.
Yeah.
I thought, dude, it took me 6 months to even reach out and say, hey, you guys still there?
Yeah.
Like,
no, but it's good to follow up.
Yeah. It just really fucking pissed me off. And like, what am I going to do? Like, I still want to be tattooed by them,
They know that. They know that.
Yeah, 100%. You know what she told me? She goes, oh, turn on your notifications on his stories. And if an image comes up that you like, reach out to him and see if it's available. And that way you could jump the line.
Yeah. Phil was closed. His books, the one that did like the torch with the moon I have here, his books were closed. But I sent him my idea and he hit me up and was like, yo, that idea is fire. Like, he was like, I'll do it. He was like, so, you know, I'm going to draw some.
And that's how it is sometimes when if you got a fire idea, they'll open up their books.
And this guy too, that did this, he had never done one of these. He had never done like gramophone shit. And he was like, so I contacted him and he was like, yo, that's fire. He's like, I'll do it. He's like, I'll make an appointment. Like, I'll put you in. And then he did this one too. Cause you know, once you get tattooed by somebody, they're like,
once you're on, once you guys have once he's taken some of your blood.
Yeah. And your fucking money.
Yeah. And your money, it's so much easier to get an appointment.
Especially if you tip well.
Yeah. Dude, everybody I've been tattooed by, I've always been able to get another appointment unless I didn't want another appointment. Yeah. The only other person that I wasn't able to get an appointment with was the dude who tattooed this arm, and it's because he lives in Spain and he's just not coming in because of COVID. Yeah. So I'm waiting. It's so stupid because I'm waiting to get the back half of this arm, the back half of like this section done, which you guys could probably never see that this half is tattooed, but I'm waiting to get the back half of this done, and I can't get any more work on this arm until that part is done. So, and until COVID is over, either I fly to Spain or I'm waiting for him to come to here. So I'm kind of just in this like in between land where I'm like waiting for it, either that or I start throwing ink, you know, in other places. But I don't want to. I want to do things the right way.
Yeah, it's easy to you know the expression they say. They say it'll take you years to decide on your first tattoo and minutes to decide on your second.
That's so true.
Yeah, that's fucking facts.
So I'm getting tattooed one time, and he's like, "Do you miss this, like the pain?" And I was like, "I definitely don't miss the pain." And he was like, "You know, tattoos are like kids." He was like, "Once you got one," he goes, "it sucks, like, you know, having them, and it's painful to have them." He said, "But once you have them, you forget about all that pain, and you're just ready to have another one."
Yeah, you're just ready to get more.
Fuck.
Yeah,
man. I said, God, I hope not.
Yeah.
But it's true when it comes to tattoos. They're definitely, I don't want to say they're addicting because it's such a cliche term when people say like tattoos are addicting. I don't think they're addicting. I think that once you get one, you realize it's not that fucking big of a deal.
Yeah, it's really not.
The people who are like, well, I really want to get something, and I don't know how you feel about this, so this might contra your opinion, right? But I say, I don't think that you need a tattoo that means something to you. That's gonna like nothing means something to you forever. You know what I'm saying?
No, it means something for you right now.
Yeah.
I think what tattoos do is it reflects how you felt, your style, and what you liked at a specific time
at that
in your
point.
life.
Yeah. Like, so like if you really liked, I really like Rick and Morty, right?
Yeah.
Obviously. I would 1000% get like, there's a dude in Colombia that does like sick ass like new school work, and he like does like Rick and Morty like custom pieces, and I would totally get some kind of Rick and Morty tattoo, 100%.
Yeah.
And some people would look at it, you're a fucking idiot. It's a cartoon on TV that you just like right now. When 20 years you're gonna look at it and be like, oh, I wish I didn't get. No, in 20 years I'm gonna look at it and be like, ah, man, I fucking love that show when it was out.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
What I'm saying?
That's
shit like that. Like,
that's what that shit is about, bro.
So like, it's difficult having the conversation with like your relatives who are older and they don't know. But what does this mean to you? They mean nothing. Don't look at my tattoos and then wonder like, what does this mean? It means that I really enjoy this artist's work. And I got him to draw something on me, and it's artwork. That's exactly what it is.
It's a one-of-a-kind piece that will never be on anybody else.
Exactly.
This is essentially a fucking painting.
It is.
That nobody can ever have.
Nobody could ever have it.
It's mine. Like, are you kidding me? Like, people spend fucking $500,000 on a house they end up hating in 2 years and are stuck with it for 30 years.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, guys. Let's
Which is
research.
another reason why do your research. Don't walk into a place and get tattooed.
With the internet, with Instagram and stuff, there's no reason to have a shitty tattoo anymore.
Do you see people walking around the streets?
No
with
fucking reason.
Terrible. And it's not like I'm saying they're terrible because I don't enjoy them. I'm talking about
poor quality work.
Poor quality work, exactly. I'm not talking
trauma
about
to the skin,
that I don't
infection, like. Terrible lines. If your artist can't pull a straight line, fucking don't go there.
That's my biggest thing. It's like I get the trauma part for sometimes because everybody's skin is differently and people absorb ink at a different rate, and like darker skin is a little more difficult. Like I got some areas that I scabbed up pretty bad, and you know, like he knew, he was like, you know, we had to fucking shove that ink in there. So like, you know, you're gonna scab up over here. It's gonna be pretty bad. You know, I went a little deeper than I should have, so on and so forth. And I didn't realize that until like my second or third tattoo.
Yeah.
When he was I was like, well, what's like, you know, this scabbed up right here. It always healed great. So maybe it isn't trauma. Maybe it's something else. But the straight line thing, like that's my biggest thing. Like,
yeah. Line work,
solid
line thickness,
lines, like you
need to know what the fuck you're doing.
Shaky fucking lines, like
that like a real bad fucking wobble to me stands out. Like, and of course you're gonna have wobbles from time to time. Everybody, not every single line is gonna be fucking perfect.
Yeah, nobody's. Yeah,
You know, you're gonna have some wobbles, especially if there's long fucking, like a long line you're supposed to pull.
Yeah,
but
you
I
got
mean,
a straight line down your spine. I guarantee it's not going to be perfect.
yeah, you're gonna have some people that are gonna have an issue with pulling, especially, you know, sometimes the position that your arm is in can be different. Like if they're tattooing your arm and it's like this and your skin is like spread out or something like that, and
Yeah.
then they, you know, and then they pull a line or something like that, and then when they let it go, it might be a little bit different. Like there's different shit that's gonna happen, but you know when a tattoo is just poorly executed and when it's just that one line is a wobble. You know, that one line in the whole tattoo isn't perfect, you know, who cares? And it kind of adds a little character to it.
Yeah.
You know, but when the whole thing looks like shit, I mean, think about it. They're one time passing this shit.
Mm-hmm.
This is a one take, one shot deal.
One shot. You can't erase any of this.
No, one shot deal. So, yo, you did good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah,
fucking did good.
Yeah, 100%.
So,
It's like when your car fogs up. Like once you put your finger on that glass, like
yeah.
that's it. You can't put the fog back.
Mhm.
There's no more fog. There's ink where that skin used to be.
That's right, yo.
Yeah. So, and you're gonna have it forever, yo. Spend the fucking money. Get somebody you know. Just do like fucking put a little bit of effort into it. Fuck me.
Yeah, if you don't like the content of the tattoo years down the road, that's fine.
Yeah, I
But
don't
you
think
should
that's
never dislike the quality.
It
of
shouldn't
the
be bad
tattoo.
quality.
Yeah.
How do you feel about those micro tattoos?
Those really, really tiny ones. I think they're cool for now, but 5 years from now, that shit's gonna look like a blob of chewing gum.
Dude, 5 years from now, fucking 12.
Yeah, if it's
12
still
months
there.
from now, yeah.
I feel like you can shower that thing off.
Bro, and it just looks like nothing. I know somebody that's got the sickest little, it was a small rose. And when she first got it, it was sick because they cram a lot of detail.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of time.
And it's like
Into
single
these-
needle tattoo machines.
It's
Like,
super technical. Shout out to the guys who do it, like Mr. K from Bang Bangs. And, you know, there's a bunch of other people. He's like the guy that sticks out of my head right now. But,
yeah, they're like the size of like a quarter or like
but
a
fuck,
dime.
they just look like something totally different when they fucking, like in a couple months, they just look like
The
all that
ink
shit
settles for
bleeds.
months.
Yeah. And
For
it just
months.
doesn't look good anymore. I feel the same way about black and white work too. Black and gray. I feel the same way about black and gray. I think it's super cool. I think it's sick.
Like
how some
realistic
people do
black
it.
and gray.
Yeah.
It gets washy.
I just think it washes out so much over time. And I know people who have sick like black and gray sleeves or, you know, and they look great. But after a while, like it just like you said, it starts to get washed out. And from a distance, it becomes difficult to see what the fuck it is. That's why like I'm a big proponent on like getting medium to large size pieces.
Yeah.
So that so that it stays like that forever.
Dude, I initially wanted this one here in a different spot. Like this gramophone right here, this was supposed to be in a different spot. And the artist made it bigger and was like, I think you should put it here. He's like, you know, because look how skinny my arms are. I wanted it here.
No.
And he was he's like, you know, it was that Russian artist, you know, that spoke Spanish. It was the craziest thing. But he was like, nah, he's like, it's up to you. He's like, but if it were me, he's like, I think it's going to fit your anatomy better up here. And I love that he did that because it fits my fucking arm perfect right there.
Yeah, that's
you know,
the way
it fits
it's
like my
supposed to be.
deltoid. It fits
Yeah.
me.
They're
It comes right
experts.
around. Yeah.
I go in there with a loose idea.
Same here. You don't walk in the fucking restaurant and then walk in the kitchen and tell the chef how to make your fucking food.
No.
I trust this guy. And if you don't trust the guy
You're going
that's
to the
tattooing
wrong
you,
fucking dude.
don't go there because there's people that are over controlling like a motherfucker. Like, you know, I do videography, I do photography, I make music, I make beats. Like, I have artists that ask me they're like, yo, you got beats? I'm like, yeah, I have beats. Like, I'm going to make this. And then the artist will come to me and tell me how to make the beat. They're like, yo, you know, like, what if you like change these chords over here? What if you like change this? Are you the beat? Are you the producer?
'Cause
You rap.
Sounds like you produce.
Are you the producer?
Yeah.
Like, no, I just think this would sound better. Then go home and do it.
Yeah.
Go home and do it.
Yeah, 100%. You can't tell somebody like, especially when they do it every single day. And it's one of the things. It's like I don't like making them redraw things from scratch because like when they did it the first time, it's what they wanted it to look like.
Yeah. They were confident enough to be like, this is it, and show it to you.
100%. The last tattoo I got, the back of this arm, you guys can't see it. I went in and I was like, yo, this is fucking exactly what I want, but I want you to angle it out a little bit better so you could see. It's like a weird witch's hand with like an eyeball in the center of it, and it's like fine line webbing. And I know I said I don't like fine line, but it's fine line webbing. So if it fucking disappears in a couple of years, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, who cares?
It's not in the details of the tattoo. It's like webbing that's around like the hands or whatever. But he was like, yeah, I have to redraw. He's like, I can't just, this isn't a 3-dimensional image. Like I can't just turn it out a little more. He was like, but I could redraw it and shit like that. And he redrew it. And I ended up saying to him,
"Are you like the original more?"
We both ended up saying, I was like, I said, what do you think about this one? He goes, this one's sick. He was like, but this is what I'm going to do. And he took the eye from the other one and just placed it in the original one to make the eye bigger.
How do you do it on an iPad? iPad Pro?
Dude's a
Nice.
savage, bro.
That's what
he
this
literally
guy did.
just cut it out.
He drew it. He drew like on a light box.
It's cool. That's cool too.
This guy drew it
The
on
reason why
iPad.
I'm going to tell you why I like the iPads.
You could play with color schemes and shit.
So
easy.
not only that, so if you look at this tattoo, right, and I'm pointing it out a little bit so you can see it. This, if you see these are like they're like gold pearls that sit behind her blindfold. Exactly. This circle is the same size as this circle because what happens is when he makes this one, it automatically generates that one on that side. Same thing with the hair. These leaves are identical to each other. Because they're drawn on, because it mirrors it. So essentially, it's almost like he's drawing half of it and it fills in the other half. So it's exact. Like the lips are exact on both sides. This nose is exact on both sides because it was drawn on a fucking machine. You know what I'm saying? The same thing for all my tattoos are drawn on fucking on iPads, and they're drawn. It's super close to like paper. You can
yeah, for sure.
You can edit it to feel like to glide like paper and shit like that. Technology is so far advanced that you could do that. And I'm a big proponent of like real circles, of like perfect circles.
Yeah.
And it's not easy for people to draw perfect circles.
Yeah.
It's even it's even hard for you to trace a perfect circle.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
When it comes to proportions, I like it to be drawn on the iPad. However, if I like an artist and I go see him and he's putting it on paper, he's putting it on paper. I'm not gonna fucking tell him to put it on the iPad.
Yeah.
It's the way he does
That's
it.
how he works. Yeah.
And I liked his style enough to come over here and trust him with $1,000 or $2,000 of my dollars for a couple hours of his time. I'm gonna let him do whatever the fuck he wants to do.
Yeah, you're essentially hiring this person. You're not. I just don't understand people that just are control freaks that just can't let that shit go. Like they hire somebody to do the roof on their house, and then they're looking up, telling them how to roof the house. That's why we can't have nice things.
That's why we can't have nice things. This thing they got a good lacquer on this though. I'm confident in the lacquer.
Weather sealed.
Yeah, 100%. But that's why people end up with like a tattoo that could have been fucking sick. But it's like, and you can't take it back. It's like, fuck. And there was a, and this is the last one, and I'm gonna drop it because I know there's other things we want to talk about. When I was getting tattooed, there was some flash up, and it's like available flash. And this guy, the last guy who tattooed me, he only does his flash work. He only does things that he's already drawn in the past.
Yeah.
He's not the only time he'll custom do something is if he really likes your idea. But for the most part, he draws what the fuck he wants. If you like it, you get it tattooed. If you don't, you don't. And he sells everything he draws.
Yeah, I fuck with some Flash. Like some Flash artists are fucking fire.
Yeah.
Like this shit he modified a piece of Flash.
Yeah.
For this tiger right
and
here.
Flash, for people who don't know what Flash is drawings that are hung in the tattoo parlor.
Yeah. Or they're in a book. It's like it's previous designs that they've drawn that they're just sitting down and they're just drawing a bunch of stuff and they come out dope and they just keep them there on the side.
Exactly. This guy, some people will do their Flash multiple times. This guy draws it once. Once it's done, he rips it up and it's never to be drawn again.
Yeah.
So he does hands and skulls. That's why I had him do a hand on me. He did this hand, like another witch's hand. It was laying upside down and it had like a inverted cross. It had like a
rosary.
A rosary, thank you. That was like wrapped around the hand and it came down the hand. And
we're connected in the brain.
We are. And it hung down with the cross inverted, which I love.
That shit's fire.
I'm not a Satanist or whatever. I like that dark, like fucking that dark artwork. I like it. I think it's fucking cool. I think it's rad as fuck.
Yeah.
I said, dude, that hand is fucking sick. He was like, yeah, it was sick. He goes, until the girl I tattooed it on fucking decided that she wanted to change things in it. And like he showed me the one he actually tattooed. And I was like, damn, it's a quality piece, but it doesn't look half as sick as the one he had. And that it just goes full circle. if you trusted your artist enough to go to him and trust him with all your money and trust him with his drawing, and if you don't like it, just don't get it. Like, go somewhere else. But
let that person love what they're tattooing. There's a difference when you have somebody that's vested in it. I do art type of things. Like if I love an idea that I'm working on, I'm going to go hard on it. If you want me to change it, now you made it a job.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Now I'm at work.
yeah,
Like I'm not creating anymore. I'm not doing something I love. Now I'm conforming what I did to what the fuck you are making me do.
yeah. 100%.
You know, that shit is whack.
It is
like,
whack.
I don't have not a single one of these pieces they weren't stoked to be fucking doing.
Mhm.
They love this shit. Like,
And that's why you go to people who are good at what they're you go to them and they've done whatever you want before, or their style, they're capable of pulling it off. The guy I'm waiting for to fill in like this place in my arm, which is like one of my only like remaining spots on this arm, except for like very high, like back here. But it's gonna be roses. He specializes in like neo-traditional roses, and he does like they're like opened up, and I love them. They're sick. And I'm fucking gonna wait for the rest of the time, I guess, until he fucking feels like tattooing.
That's a good point that you made. You want to go to an artist that specializes in what you want.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Like I loved like Becca Jean Bacon, like the chick that did this. This is a Taino Indian lady head, right? She makes my favorite lady heads from a profile.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like that's what I wanted, so I went to her. Midwest Phil, I love his torches. His torch work is fire. So I went to him for a torch. This guy, I love his tattoo, his tiger, and I love a fucking gramophone that he did previously. I'm like, he never did one like this, like with like the flowers that I wanted. But it's like that's what they do.
Yeah.
Don't go to a guy that does American traditional and try to ask him to do a Japanese
realistic
piece.
Yeah.
Don't ask him for a Japanese piece, you dickheads.
Also, yo, you gotta, and I know it from personal experience. It's not like a racist thing. Some people's skin complexion don't take color, bro. That's just the way it works. I can never have red tattooed on me. It's not gonna hold the same way it holds on you.
Yeah.
This is why most of my tattoos are like black and gray and like gold, yellow, orange colors because they pop the best on my skin. But the reality of it is, and I've tried it, and I've tried to like get like color tattoos, and every single time I'm like, oh, I'm thinking about getting some color, and they're like, I don't know, man. And it's a hard conversation because they don't want you to be like, well, what do you mean? Because I'm too dark, I can't have colors.
Yo, but it's a fact.
It's science. You know what I'm saying?
Fucking fact.
It's science. It's just
like,
the way it
works.
works.
If you're drawing on paper and you have dark construction paper, guess what? You got to use certain fucking markers.
Yes.
It's just a fucking fact.
And if you look it up, so the way it is like your skin has an undertone, right? And it's subdermal, the undertone. So it's like below like the first layer of skin. Is that correct? That not what I'm saying, but subdermal means under the skin, right?
Yeah.
So what you want to use colors that are more like that complexion. That's why oranges and yellows go so well, because I'm kind of like a beautiful peanut butter. So the reason why those colors stick so well on me, because it makes it pop. That's why fair skinned people, red looks so good. I'm fair skinned, but like that's why like red, you know what I'm saying, looks good on them.
Right up here.
You're more of an olive, and that's why I think the green looks so good on you.
Oh, could be.
Because you're like an olive complexion. And I don't know shit about shit, but I'm just saying.
I know less about shit.
So I'm just saying, from my perspective, I look at you like you're an olive. You know, like you're like my girl.
That's what my girl says.
My girl, yeah, because you're not fair.
No, my girl says I'm olive. So
you might fool us, but you're not fooling them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yo.
You fool us.
Yeah.
You don't fool them.
Yeah, nah.
You know, you're olive. You know what I'm saying?
Word. They're like, oh, you're a colored kind.
Yeah, because they look at you and they're like, oh yeah, you definitely taken color very well.
Yeah,
you know?
It's hilarious.
Like you tan good.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
My tattoos look sick when I tan though in the summertime.
Dude, I feel like I'd be the complete opposite. I don't think it look good on me if I got any, and if I fucking.
They look different. It's like they're newer. It's like they're new again. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, enough of tattoos.
Sorry guys, we just hijacked this to talk about tattoos, but that's why we're masters in it, because we talk about a whole bunch of shit,
and we talk about whatever the fuck we want.
That's it.
I'm gonna do it live.
You got anything? I got a lot of fight talk. Got a lot of fight talk. What is there? What do I want to talk about? Go ahead, man, because I don't want to. You know what? I want to start on. Are you watching anything right now?
I'm rewatching Entourage. I just finished it last night.
Entourage is great.
Entourage is amazing.
You finished the whole thing?
Finished the whole thing last night. 8 seasons.
The episodes are so short. You flew through that probably in like a few.
It took us 2 weeks.
Do you have Apple TV?
You know I don't own any Apple products.
No, Apple TV is like a subscription service.
Yeah. I don't own any.
It's like Netflix, but it's Apple's version.
I don't own any. Excuse me. I don't own anything Apple.
This is what you're going to do because you can get a free 1 week trial.
Yeah.
And you can watch this entire season.
What,
I guarantee you and your girl are going to love this show.
What's it called?
It's called See. SEE.
Okay.
Bro, I can't believe I never heard of this show.
I was going to rewatch The Walking Dead. That's our next show that we were going to watch.
This is a 1 season, 8 episodes.
Okay.
The second season is in production now. It started
SEE?
SEE. I'm going to tell you the premise of it. Yes, como la vista.
Yeah, okay. I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the ocean. Yeah, you're picturing people on a boat. No.
I'm like, ooh, sea.
No. First of all, I got one more stop about Apple TV because of the reason why we got Apple TV to.
Okay, which is like $150, right?
No,
for the device.
$4.99. No, it's an app.
What's the fucking device that they sell then?
That's something different. That's like
They also call it Apple TV, right?
Well, this is Apple TV Plus or something. It's called, I think.
All right, or Apple TV P. The P stands for pendejo. Whoever paid $150 for that fucking thing.
Yeah, for real. I think that thing's like. I don't think that's a thing anymore.
Okay.
No, I'm lying. That's like a cable service. It's a device that attaches to your TV. I think it's like a cable service. Like it looks like a Mac Mini.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think that what also that does is it's similar to a Fire Stick in the sense that it enables you to download applications on it.
Exactly.
So if you didn't have a smart TV, you could download Netflix, you could download Hulu.
Yeah.
Fucking
And I think you can stream with it. Like you can fly shit to it from your Apple device.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
I believe so as well. Continue. See.
So before I get to see, we got Apple TV to watch that movie Palmer. That new Justin Timberlake movie. Which
Right.
I'm going to keep it a stack, bro.
Bro, stop paying for fucking media, bro.
Bro. Well, I'm fucking looking for new shit on your Plex. This shit just ain't there. You know what I'm saying?
I know, you just gotta ask.
All right, so put some shit on there for me. All right.
And I have a lot of new movies on there too.
All right, cool. I gotta
want you to
look. I
know.
haven't looked in a little while.
But don't pay for this shit, bro. Go ahead.
All right. So
Because I'm paying for it.
Yeah, that's right. No sense in two of us paying
Yeah.
for it. So we want to watch that movie Palmer, which was fucking great. All right, it's a
JT.
Yeah, I can't front. He's great in this movie. He's legit. I've never seen him do a shitty job. If you watch Bad Teacher, he's fucking great. He's great in a lot of shit.
Loved him in
He's
Bad
hilarious
Teacher.
in that movie.
Yeah, but I want curly hair JT back. But go ahead.
This is straight haired, tough guy, country JT in this one.
Ooh.
So what happens
Cowboy
is
JT.
this is like almost like this is like tougher than like that Alpha Dog JT, right?
Damn.
Yeah, he was like
He
just
was a goon
not really
in that movie.
He was all right in that movie.
Was he a gangster in that movie?
Nah, he was like friends with the crazy kid that killed the kid.
Oh, okay. He
was
wasn't
like friends
the thug
with him. Nah,
himself.
his dad had like a bunch of weed plants and they used to like just trim the weed for his dad.
Okay.
Like it was that kind of thing. So in this movie, Palmer, he just gets out of jail. He was like it's a country town. He was like an all-star quarterback in high school and shit like that. He ends up getting in some shit. He does 12 years in prison. So he comes out and he's staying with his grandmother, right? So he's like, he's still like, he's rough around the edges, but he wants to do well. The neighbor is this like meth head lady who has a little son who is like, he's doesn't really conform with male gender stuff, like male gender behavior. Like he likes dolls and fairies and stuff. And he has like that's the way he is, like, and like the meth head mom, she doesn't like shame him for it or anything. She's got an abusive like boyfriend and shit. And she ends up disappearing. And the little kid comes to stay with the grandma and him now because he lives there. And, at first he's like, yo, your little boy, right? And shit like that. Like, what the hell are you doing? You playing with dolls? Like, you play with dolls. But then over time, he grows to like love this little kid. Like, and the kid is like, and then, the little kid is like getting picked on. He's getting bullied and shit by the kids at school and shit. And Justin Timberlake just starts like defending him and shit like that. He's and like taking care of him and like, and like making him sandwiches because like the mom just has him like eating cookies all the time and shit. And he just like starts taking care of the kid and he starts to like love this kid. And then it's like, but he's on parole. So like, he can't adopt the kid, like shit like that. And it's just his evolution of trying to get custody of this kid. Then, like, of course, the mom comes back and she's like, I'm clean now. Where's my boy? And shit. You know, yeah, you know, that kind of shit, right? When she's like, come to mama. And she's all cracked out, you know? But, damn, it was a good movie, bro. It was super good.
Okay.
So, because we watched that, I was just flipping through and I find Jason Momoa, his face on this thing. And it says, and the show is called C. So I'm like, see, with Jason Momoa, I was like, why don't I know this movie?
I can't have the diesel long hair motherfucker in my house anymore. I just got rid of him.
Bro.
I just got rid of Aquaman.
Yo, bro, I'm
now
telling you
want
right
him
now.
back in my house?
Yo, I can't front. The guy fucking makes me I kind of sweat a little with fucking Jason Momoa on the TV, son.
Yeah.
He makes me want to just fucking go and pick up a sword and start fucking swinging that shit.
100%.
He's the modern day Conan. Like, I watch it get like hyped up and shit. Like, I want to go train. Like, if I want to go train jujitsu hard as fuck, I'll watch like Jason Momoa as what's his name?
Was Jason Momoa in was he the guy from Game of Thrones?
Yes.
Yeah, he was.
He was Khal Drogo.
Yeah.
So now in this movie, in this show, what it is it's like post-apocalyptic world, right? There was a virus that only left 2 million people left in the world.
The coronavirus.
Yeah, right. And everybody that survived is blind.
Okay.
So, like, it's back to, like, tribal living. Swords, shit like that. Like, Swords, knives, spears, like, because nobody can see. So, you're going to bust a gun if you can't see?
Yeah.
Like, so there's no guns. You know, it's like,
So spear would be pretty hard to throw, too, but go ahead.
But like their other senses are super heightened and shit like that. Like they can like feel shit, they smell shit, their hearing is crazy.
They're like fucking bats.
Yeah, yo, they go around like this. How they like snap and shit, and they go like shit like that, so they could like hear each other and shit. And god damn it, it's good, yo. So he like runs his tribe and shit, and this woman shows up. The show opens up with this woman like in labor. So you know what I'm telling you isn't ruining the story.
Okay,
a woman shows up pregnant.
He can't see either.
No. And he wasn't able to have kids.
Okay.
And he's always wanted a family.
Yeah.
So he marries this woman.
Yeah.
She shows up alone. He marries her, takes care of the kids.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, these are going to be my children.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Kids end up being born with sight.
Oh, el diablo se jodieron.
So now everybody, they got to keep it on the low because people with sight are considered to be witches. They burn them and shit. Like there's like, everybody will burn people with sight. And the queen is this crazy bitch that she wants to fucking find the motherfucker because there's one dude that's going around just knocking chicks up and he can see. This black dude can see. So he's going around like dropping
loads
in all these different tribes, like trying to create a society of people that can see again. Yeah. He's trying to like bring sight back. He thinks he's like him, chosen. Right? Yeah. And I'm saying he's like, I'm chosen and shit. So that's the movie. So that's the show, like the premise of the show. So now they're in danger because they got to keep it on the low. You know, the queen bitch is nuts and she wants to find this fucking dude. You know, she wants to find this guy because essentially it's like this guy is the key to running the world. Like, I want this man. He's going to put a fucking baby that can see in me. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like that's like how she's taking it. And she's like, and I want the kids, like fucking get them. So there's these dudes called the witch finders. And it's this gangster motherfucker that goes around and he's got this crew of gangsters with him. And they're always just, yo, bro, he devotes like 20 summers, 20 years he's looking for these motherfuckers, like out with his army, like 20 fucking years he's looking for them, like nonstop. Oh man, it's so good. And
I'm gonna watch it.
Watch that shit.
You know the last show you told me about on here, I went and I watched it.
And you loved it.
Watched the whole thing.
You're talking about Handmaid's Tale.
Didn't watch the whole thing. Watched a lot of it.
The next season's coming out a couple months.
Oh, I'm lying. I caught up then.
Yeah.
Yeah. That show was pretty crazy.
That show is fucking good.
Yeah, that show will send you, if you're on the edge of being depressed, it'll push you right over.
Yeah, or if you're on the edge of thinking that the government is trying to create some kind of fucking crazy controlling society, that shit will put you deep in a conspiracy fucking world.
Yeah, 100%.
Deep. I'm like, you're not making my girl a handmaid.
Nah.
Fuck out of here.
I want to see. Yeah, it says that. It says that we're all red because we ran out of space.
Is that what that means?
Yeah.
Nah, it's still going.
Well, it's gonna stop eventually.
Nah, it's red. It's been red since the beginning. That's how.
Oh, maybe that means we're recording.
Yeah, that's how.
Yeah. So for everybody watching on YouTube, thank you for watching, and you'll soon be able to hear us on all your favorite audio.
Wherever you consume podcasts.
Yeah, wherever you consume podcasts.
So if you want to listen to us and drive without watching us and crashing your car into a ditch,
yeah, please
you're
don't
ready.
crash.
If you want to listen to us while you do a job you hate,
Yeah, which is probably everybody doing any job, right?
we're here to make your workday a little better.
Yeah, 100%. I'm gonna do that, lower it a little bit. I wanted to make sure our audio is good. Fuck, my hair looks like dog shit. Isn't it crazy that
Nobody's on here to look at our hair. They're on here to listen to us bullshit about shit we don't know about.
You're right, but some people probably do enjoy when I have a fresh haircut.
But yes, you need to watch that shit.
I'm gonna watch it. See,
And of course, the fight scenes are fucking crazy. Bunch of blind dudes
does
scrapping.
It's like Momoa, right? His last name. Does he have long hair in the movie? And
Yeah.
stuff? Fuck. Can't have this handsome motherfucker on my TV.
Yeah, he's got long hair.
But you know
And he's
what?
all
This is gonna be
scarred
pay-
up and
this is gonna be
gangster. He's like
payback.
a great dad and shit. He's like a
Oh
loving
my-
father and shit.
This is gonna be payback for because I've been watching Entourage for 2 weeks. You know, Entourage is full of bad bitches.
Yeah, I
There's
know.
a bunch of
I know.
bad bitches in
I
there.
know. Sloan
And
is
every
still
time
bad.
I seen one, I used to think Sloan was the baddest, but now in hindsight,
No, there's way better ones on the
there's
show.
badder ones on the show. Because
Oh,
I
yeah.
tell my girl the whole time, I was like, yeah, she's pretty hot, but wait till you meet Sloan.
Yeah.
Sloan's so hot, but fuck.
She's more wholesome than the
Yeah.
other chicks on there.
Yeah.
A lot of the girls on there is like the Saturday night girl.
Yes.
Sloan is the Monday to Friday girl.
Mondays, yeah, Sloan's you take her home with you.
Yeah, you keep her there.
Yeah, you keep her and she lives there.
Yeah.
And she cooks pretty good. She looks like she makes a good fucking pasta.
A good sancocho.
Yeah, she definitely don't make no sancocho. but so the whole time the show is on, I'm just one after another, I'm like, ooh, I'm making
Yeah.
that throwing out vowels in the bedroom, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, "Hi, she's hot, honey. What do you want me to do?"
Yeah.
So now I know when I watch it, I put the show on. The first thing my girl's gonna say is, "Oh wow, ooh wow, what do
Yeah.
you want me to do, honey? He's hot," you know.
Yeah. It's fucking good, man. And I watched like behind the scenes, like how they made it.
Oh, you went in.
Oh yeah.
Where they recorded it at?
The new one they're shooting in Canada. I think it was shot in Canada.
Okay.
It was in British Columbia. They shot it because they said they wanted it
Which
to.
Canada?
They wanted it to be they wanted it to be North America. They said they wanted it to be relatable to like the States and also be very North America. Like they wanted it to look familiar to North America because that's where it takes place in North America. You know, it's good, man. Like they communicate through like knots tied in rope. Like that's how they send messages. So it'll be like a long piece of string, and then they just like feel it and they read it. They're like, so and so, Queen blah blah says that this guy needs to be here by like this time.
What happened to Braille?
I don't know. I guess it's just lost. Like,
Isn't it so weird that like these shows, and I think that it's all possible, that like when society crumbles, like you start over, right?
yeah,
You start over at this like these
Yeah.
barbaric rules. We start killing each other instead
Yeah.
of like putting each other in prison or the food only goes to certain people. It's kind of crazy, but it's like
it makes a lot of
see,
sense.
I can see it happening. Yeah, you go
Especially
back-
because now it's like, you can't see. So it's like, so you're back to just tribal life, like where you guys have to be close by, you have to take care of each other. It takes like a lot of people to keep you together and shit like that and take care of one another.
yeah,
I mean,
it makes sense. I don't think it doesn't make sense. It's exactly what I think exactly what you think it's going to be. You
Yeah.
know, society crumbles and it's like the strong survive and the weak
Yeah.
fall, and nobody's taking in somebody who's gonna contribute nothing to the tribe.
yeah.
It's not like we are right now. If you have nothing to contribute, you can still come here.
Yeah, we'll drag along the little sick ones, like
Yeah, 100%.
fucking- Over there, they were like, "Nah, you
what
got
do they have in school? Like No Child Left Behind or whatever.
Yeah, so
I-
the stupid kids can keep moving
I don't
forward
even
and
know
making
what-
more stupid people in the workforce.
I don't even know what. Yo, good looking, Twiz. There's Twiz just said in the chat, looking live, boys.
Yo, tell Twiz, we were just talking about it. If you got Apple TV, bro, you need to go and watch that show C with
Yeah,
Jason Momoa.
We're talking about a show called C that Justin's recommending.
Go watch that
I'm
shit.
gonna look it up tonight.
I don't want to talk too much about it because I don't want to ruin it, but god damn it. If I'm telling you right now, I don't know if you saw on my story, I put Bubba Voss is greater than Jon Snow.
I did see that.
That's Jason Momoa's character.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's so funny that now, like back in the day, TV was more universal in the sense that like if something was big on TV, like odds are that you and I both knew about it.
Yeah.
Now there's so many different platforms that there could be a show that's amazing that you'll just never know about because
The show
you don't
was
have
from
that subscription.
2019.
Yeah,
And I
you just found it by seeing his face.
I found it. It said it was under series and it said SEE and it had his face like this. And I was like, what the hell is this? I've never heard about it. Nobody's told me about it. And with the level of production value in the show, and I'm like, this show costs fucking $50 million just for like the set design. Like I could tell already. It's like Game of Thrones level production.
Okay.
It's like that with less CGI. It's like, it's not CGI shit. It's like real shit. Like Game of Thrones had a lot of computerized shit. This is not computerized like that.
Is Lenny Kravitz in the show? The
No.
only reason I'm asking
No.
is because I'm reading the chat. And he says, I heard about that show when I was listening to an interview with Lenny Kravitz. Must have,
Maybe he watches it.
yeah.
Maybe he watched it. Because
Maybe he's a producer.
It's goddamn good, son. And I could see why they say Vision is like a curse and shit like that.
You done
Like,
watching it?
Yeah, I finished the whole season.
Okay. When's the new season coming out?
It's in production until the end of March.
What the fuck is happening? This shit came out in 2019. It's 21 and they haven't come out with a new season yet.
Yo, it's I'm sure that it takes crazy amounts of shit to produce it and shit like that. I'm sure they had to gather funding and shit and enough. I mean, if you think about it, I didn't know about it. And when it comes to like good TV shows that are on streaming platforms, I'm pretty nice with it.
Yeah. No, and the thing is, well, from like our perspective, the way we look at it is like all the bigger ones come out on the bigger platforms.
Oh yeah, he's dating Lisa Bonet. Yeah, that's Jason Momoa's girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
We
she looks like she needs a bath. I can't front.
Who is Lisa Bonet? I don't even know who that is.
You know Lisa Bonet.
She's a skinny gray looking girl.
She with the long dreads. She looks like she reads tarot cards and definitely needs to clean her fingernails. Like that's for sure.
I don't know who she is. I'm trying to think
That's
who
for
she
sure.
is. Is it you ever seen the movie Biker
Lisa
Boys?
Bonet, I think she was in what was she in? What show was she in coming up? She was in the Cosby Show. That's what she was in. When she was young, when she was like a little girl, she was in the Cosby Show.
Didn't she grow up to be
Yeah.
bad?
Yeah, like she's naturally sexy, but now she made this really weird like hippie turn. And like she just looks a little dusty to me.
Damn.
Just a little bit.
That's like it's not like her, but Raven
But
Simone.
those two together is unfair.
They're too good looking.
Yeah, like them two together, like their genetics and like their vibe, and they look like they have the best smelling incense. They look like they have all their fucking chakras are fucking charged to fuck up. You know what I mean? Like that's for
Yo,
fucking
it's mad
sure.
fucking funny. Remember
Their
back in the
chakras
day
are fucking rocking in that house.
when I was in high school, I remember girls saying like, "Oh man, so and so and so and so are together. They're super cute, but they're gonna have ugly ass babies because they both look super good." Isn't that so fucking funny that people say that shit and be like, "Yeah, if you're good looking and your husband's good looking, your baby's gonna look like dog shit."
That's a goddamn lie.
It has nothing to do
Genetics
with-
is genetics. Two
Yeah.
ugly motherfuckers make an ugly motherfucker. That's a fucking fact. You ain't gonna tell me shit about shit.
Yeah, that's 100%
That's
true.
a fact. Ugly people make the cutest babies. Maury determined that was a lie.
Yeah, the lie detector
That's some
test to
bullshit.
determine that is a lie. What are you gonna watch next? Is there anything you want to watch?
What do I want to watch next?
What's next on your list? Because like I said, I've been rewatching.
I'm waiting
a lot of
on
shows.
shit.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing right now. I'm waiting on some shit.
I feel like I'm not like in tuned enough with like what's coming out next. I already know what I'm gonna watch, right? Because like I just said, I'm gonna after I rewatch Entourage. Now my plan was, and believe it or not, I'm gonna rewatch
The Walking Dead, you said,
The
right?
Walking Dead, which
That's a long journey, my friend.
I know, right? But it was a good show when it started.
Yeah, it was very good.
I never finished it to begin with.
I tapped out after like weird shit started happening when Carl got shot in the eye, but then he like walked it off.
I kept watching after that.
The little kid got shot in the face, in the eyeball, and he just like was fine. I was like, only Bushwick Bill survived that shit, and that was at 22. Wasn't no big shit like when he got shot.
I don't remember
with.
how he got shot and like what was like the circus. I remember him getting shot. I remember him walking around with a fucking eye patch for the rest of the fucking.
He got shot in his fucking eye.
Yeah, and it somehow didn't.
That power mullet had some kind of fucking
Isn't
strength.
it crazy? It's like the softest thing in your body. A bullet goes through there and doesn't hit the other softest thing in your body, which
Your
is the fucking brain.
Yeah, no, the fuck out of here. That shit is bullshit.
Yeah, no, I wanted to watch that, and I'm gonna put this here. And I wanted to watch that, but I didn't because well, no, I'm lying. I just finished Entourage last night, but I was really hesitant. One of the reasons why I wanted to watch
Lisa
it.
Bonet should have been in that show. Now that he's saying that, she would have fit perfectly in that show.
Yo, you know what it is. People don't want to work with couples.
Oh,
Same
that's
reason
right.
why you don't do fucking.
That's right.
Same reason why you don't do business with family. We were just having this conversation, me and somebody. I don't want to make anybody feel bad, but me and somebody were having this conversation about, I want to be in business with so and so, and I was like, dude, don't ever get into business with family. Like rule number one.
No, it's bad. It's bad. It's a bad idea.
I think unless you're cool with like never talking to that person again.
Yeah, that's not a good idea unless it's like, I don't really think
It's
that's
never
a good
good for
idea ever.
anything.
No,
it's never good for anything. Even with like really good friends, me and Juan were having a conversation about he wanted to start some kind of a business. And one of the things I said to him, I was like, yo, honestly, sometimes I'd rather just like help you do it and then you do it. And then, if it's successful, you break me off in the future. I really don't want anything to do with it when it comes, because like, it's for me, certain things that just aren't worth like a friendship. I'll get into certain endeavors with certain people, but sometimes it's just like, this could really fucking ruin us forever. You know what I'm saying? I value this more than the possibility of success, Yeah,
it can get weird for sure. Unless it's something like very black and white.
Or
like
you
it's very
understand that the
white.
person you're working with has the ability to like rationalize. Because I think that's what a lot of it is, like the ability to rationalize and look at things like objectively.
True.
Pull yourself out of situations and look at it from an objective perspective. And because that's what holds people back from like either apologizing or just simply seeing it the way other people see it. I always try to look at everything from an objective perspective, because it'd be unfair of me to look at it from my perspective and say, well, yeah, it is unfair from my perspective, but is it fair from his perspective? Or his or her perspective? Is it cool for them to do it? Do they benefit from this somehow? And does their benefit outweigh my whatever the opposite of a benefit is? Does it outweigh mine, right? Because if it does, then it's like, okay, this was just necessary evil that they had to do, and I can't look at it and take it personal.
Yeah.
Or if it doesn't, I can say this person was a dickhead, and they just did what they had to do, even though it barely benefited them, but like really negatively impacted myself.
You can tell pretty early on in some kind of a venture if it's going to go well or not. Like I have multiple friends, like that I've worked with through music and doing videos and stuff like that. Like my buddy X has it, Xavier. He's got this dope brand, clothing brand, Basics, New York.
Shout out to X.
Yeah, I've done multiple. I've done already 2 advertising commercials for him. I've done a photo shoot for him for his line, and he was so easy to work with and so efficient. Like when he was like, "Listen, we're gonna, this is what I want to do." He knew the vision he wanted. He was so easy to work with. Like I've worked with other people where they don't have a clear vision. So then when you start coming with suggestions and stuff and they want your suggestions, then when it's time to almost get ready to work, like you're already planning, you're working on it, then they want to change it.
And you're going
now
in
it's
two
different
directions.
The day you get there, it's different. They want to change it on the fly. And it's like, that's not how this works. Like there's pre-planning, there's things that take place. Like when I did that video for Northwell, there was planning that went into that. A lot of planning, and that's why the video came out so good. Like there was a lot of planning. There was stuff like we were on the same page. Like the people I collaborated with for the project worked well, and they trusted me to produce the content. And I produced the content. Shit came out fire. Like it came out fire. Like they told me what they wanted, and I incorporated those aspects from the very beginning. I was formulating it around these concepts. So it's not like shit was changing on the fly, but a little bit in the editing they wanted changed and stuff like that. But that's understandable. In post-production, you're going to have some ideas.
Yeah, somebody might actually throw a mustache on them.
Yeah. Remember that? That was crazy.
One time me and Justin got together. We
collaborated.
We collaborated. I was designing a website, and Justin was doing all the headshots for the website. It was
the video content.
It was for like a legal agency.
Yeah.
And he was doing some video content too. And the guy who owns the company comes up to Justin, and he
hadn't shaved the day of the shoot.
Yeah.
Of the video shoot. So we're shooting video content. Yeah. This guy comes to me and says, "It's okay if I didn't shave, because you could just like Photoshop that out. You could just take my beard off." And I'm like,
frame by frame.
I'm like, in the video? And he's like, yeah. He's like, you could just, and I'm like, wait a minute. Like, that's not really how this works.
That's
like, you're gonna have some stubble in the fucking video.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not the guy that does the digital editing for Transformers and shit. I didn't do Game of Thrones. None
of us have participated in any Pixar films.
No, like this is not Up. Like I can't just like your face is your face. This is a moving image. Like if this were a photo, I could remove some I could clean your skin up and take the hair off. but like a fucking video, like
Get the fuck
nah,
outta
man.
here.
Like sorry, dude.
Yeah,
like,
so there's always things that are going to need to be done, like post production. Some things are impossible to do. Adding a mustache being one of them. Trust me, if we could add a mustache or beard to video, I'd be bearded up this entire season. I'd be
for real. You
bearded up
kidding
the
me?
whole
This
entire
guy
time.
would have like fucking, a mane on his
100%.
face. I would give you the fluffiest, thickest beard.
Beards
ever.
are in right now. Did you see the video of the dude who gave his son like one of those fake beards? Like he has a young son.
Nah.
And it's on Instagram. And I'm gonna show it to you after this. And what he does is he goes, "Well, my son wanted a beard." So and then he cuts to him and it looks this little kid. And he's got like a big, real bushy beard. It's obviously like one of the fake ones that the barber puts on, just like the barber could give you like a hairline and shit like that.
Yeah.
Barbers are crazy. They're fucking
fake
magicians.
shit. Yeah.
But they gave this kid a beard. At the end of the video, he's going, "Your mom's gonna be so mad." And it's like this little ass kid with a beard. But it's interesting because beards are back. Like beards are in right now.
Yeah.
And they've been in for the past couple of years.
Yeah.
You've had a beard since inception, I guess. Since
I was
you
born with
ascended.
one.
Yeah, since you ascended, you had a beard.
But I'm growing it back now because I don't need an N95 so consistently anymore. So
I like your medium beard. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna say it to you live. You know what I'm
what,
saying?
like here?
No, a little bit longer is too much.
Longer.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little longer than this.
When
is
you
too much.
had it,
when I had the Ock.
I didn't like that shit at all.
Nah, yo, that shit was killer though. My shit, yo, I seen pictures the other day. I was like, God damn it, my shit was fucking nice.
Also, you had hair at that time. You had like longer hair.
Yeah.
You had longer hair.
Wait a minute.
You had longer hair.
Twiz is saying
His beard's flourishing. His beard
see
is
me.
flourishing. He's got.
Hold on. You see me, Twiz? You see me?
Listen, I'm gonna tell you something right now. I video chatted with Twiz the other day, and his beard was looking luxurious, and I was like, "Yeah, what's up with your beard? Looking crazy." He's like,
You know,
"Yo,
his brush game is lit. That guy'll have waves by the end of breakfast.
Bro, his wave game is crazy. I've been getting seasick when I look at his shit.
His brush game is
he take the dewy off, and she'd be giving me seasickness.
You start spinning and shit.
Yeah, I said,
you start throwing up. You start throwing up.
Yeah, I get motion sickness.
Need a Dramamine.
My body don't know what to do. But he's but going back to your beard, when you had like the long beard with the hair, it was just looking crazy. It's hard to keep it groomed, and you ain't got this. You don't have. I hope I'm not
I was looking like the Geico caveman, right?
You know what it is? Is that your hair isn't coarse enough to get like a nice fluffy like roundness. You know, your hair, since it falls flat, it doesn't.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, no, it's not like
You look at Rick Ross's beard, and it's like proportionate. And it's just like, it looks solid.
Well, Rick Ross's beard is like Steve Harvey's hair used to be.
Yeah.
That shit was so goddamn perfect.
It's
Where'd the chat go? Pull the chat up.
I'll pull the chat back up. It's because I turned the phone sideways. The ponytail just. No, it's the truth.
I know. Now it's just stressed out just. Fucking bald than a bitch, Twiz. I don't know what happened, yo.
Yo, but you know what? Nobody will ever know you as going bald. Because you shaved your head at the perfect time.
You got to be ahead of the game, son.
And that's why I try to tell some people when they don't be cutting their hair.
You got to be ahead of the game. You can't be that guy looking like Freak Show from Howard and Kumar.
I'm always ready to shave my head.
I'm saying you can't be pulling the shit back and then having them spaces where you got like 87 hairs tight back.
Bro.
Like, you can't be doing that.
I got people on my job.
That's Clay Guida, son. You seen Clay Guida in that fight?
Dude, he got punched, a ponytail wet,
Soon as the
and he
ponytail
had a
came
crown.
out, he
had
bro.
a spotlight.
He had a fucking egg in the nest. As soon as his fucking hair, his ponytail came out. Come on, bro. You can't do that shit.
It's crazy, but it's and listen, it's unfortunate. But guys like you got a beard, so you don't need all that hair. I wanted a beard for so long. That I was consulting clinicians about whether I had a testosterone deficiency. In hindsight, I realized that now they probably think that I had like erectile dysfunction or something like that.
They were like, why are you here again? You're like, well, I'm inquiring about my testosterone.
Yeah.
You're just like, you just don't have body hair. That's it. You're like a dolphin.
I know.
You definitely can take seconds off your fucking 40 meter in the fucking pool. Your 200 meter is fucking quick. I bet.
100%. I don't know.
Take that if you have to, bro.
Nah, I don't know. I don't want to take it. For everybody listening, my mom is calling me.
Yeah, but she called twice in a row.
She did call twice in a row.
You want to make sure it's not something
Let's
going
see.
on.
Mom, is everything all right? Everything okay? Can I call you back? All right.
Estamos en live.
We're live. I'm live, Mom. All right.
Oh, don't be sorry.
It's okay. Bye.
Love your mom.
So-
she's so sweet.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure my nobody was dying.
I don't like 2 calls in a row from a
No,
parent.
yeah, you know what though?
I do
My
not
mom
like that
knows.
shit.
My mom knows from Jump Street. Like she called me once. If I don't pick up, she's like, "I'm gonna call this motherfucker again. He ain't gonna ignore." I think she probably was like, "Why is he ignoring my phone call? You better pick up my phone call. I'm just gonna keep calling you until you pick up." Which is it is what it is, man. But yeah, everybody who doesn't have a beard wants a beard.
Yeah.
Just like curly hair, straight hair, same thing.
Yeah, exactly. If you got straight hair, you want curly hair. If you got curly hair, you want straight hair. That's just the way. It's the way fucking humans are. You know what I'm saying?
It's fucking weird, but it's the name of the game, and I understand.
Like I wish I had
get it.
less body hair.
It's a Pokemon. That's what someone said in the chat. It's a Pokemon.
Oh, that's what your mom probably caught a Pokemon. That's what he's talking about.
Oh,
Your mom's hitting you up
My mom's
about-
calling me about the Pokemon.
Your mom caught the Blastoise behind their Seatown.
Yo,
sign.
well, I'm gonna tell you guys right now. I'm gonna tell
telling
you
you.
something right now. If anybody thinks that they're nice at Pokemon Go, my mom's a savage at Pokemon Go. Stop playing.
Let me
with
tell
it.
you right now, his mom, yo, she dead ass be getting on a plane to catch these motherfuckers.
100%. My mom has most of the regional Pokemon. Like she has the one you can only catch in Australia. She has the one that you can only catch in France. She has like a bunch of Pokemon that you could only catch them out there.
That shit is crazy.
Yeah.
That is such a cool ass concept.
And
I wish I was into it, but I can't. I'll lose my job and shit. I just won't go to work. Instead, I'll be like, yo, I'm calling out today because I'm catching me some fucking Squirtles. Back the fuck up.
Yeah,
I'm
dude,
not coming to work.
It's hard to play. It's even harder to play now with like the pandemic because you can't really go out and shit like that. But there's still events you could go out, you could play from your car. They kind of make it a little bit easier nowadays. For people, if you didn't play it in a long time, Pokemon Go is still alive and well. People are still playing it. I remember. I remember we're at the point where she's playing with my friends now, and that's where this chat comes from.
Yeah.
Shout out to Claudio in the chat. My mom.
Claudio, what up, bro?
Yeah, my mom we have like an organized Google Hangouts chat where we'll post like raids and we'll be like, all right, we're going into this raid. Who wants to join?
Okay.
And like we'll have like, yo, it's kind of gangster because there's like 3 teams in Pokemon, red, yellow, blue. We're all a part of Team Red. And sometimes we just show up to raids and like it's all like red, nothing but red.
Like
And it's
what?
just
Like in a location?
Yeah, it's like all of us. The only thing that I think that we should all, and I never said this out loud, but I'm saying it now. I think that somehow, some way, we should all change our name to have like a clan tag in our Pokemon
Yeah, you
name.
should, bro.
So they all know it's like, it's not even a doubt that
You're
we're
gonna be
all
like
together.
fucking ASAP Birdo?
Yeah, something like that, you know?
ASAP Abuelita?
Yeah,
Just
something
like
like that.
that.
Exactly. Yeah, 100%.
That's what's up, bro?
I like it. I like the game more than anything. I think it just enables me to spend more time with my family, and because they like it. Dude, all my sisters play it. My mom plays it. My grandmother would play it, but she doesn't. She doesn't leave the house that much. So for her, she used to play it when it came out.
Yeah.
My chick plays it. My mom has coworkers that play it. I have friends that play it.
Damn,
So-
that's what's up because it becomes like a big group activity.
dude. We fill out her car.
That's what's up. bro.
My sister's boyfriend plays it.
Bringing snacks and shit.
Dude, we stop at McDonald's. We'll get like $60 worth of McDonald's,
God
and then
damn.
we'll hit the park, let the baby loose, and just play Pokemon
Let the
Go.
baby loose.
Yeah, let the baby
tie
loose.
the baby up. Just let her run around with the harness
We
on.
keep her on a short leash, and then we're all playing Pokemon Go, and it's like, and it's fun. My sister be putting me on to things. Like I used to be nice on the internet, like knowing what comes out next. And my sister be putting me on to things. So it's really interesting from my perspective. How the fuck did Claudio find us?
Yo, Claudio says that we should be playing fucking dominoes instead of talking shit on this table. Fucking Dominicano wants to play
Listen,
fucking.
and he's probably the only one that knows that, but this is a Domino's table.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's clear if you know dominoes, if you play dominoes, you know what time it is.
Yeah,
with this
if you're
table,
from
yo.
the Caribbean or from somewhere where they play dominoes, because I don't just think it's a Caribbean thing.
It's very Caribbean.
It's super Caribbean.
It's
but
very Caribbean.
I don't know if they play it outside the Caribbean. I don't know.
I don't know. Everybody I know that's hardcore dominoes is Dominican, Puerto Rican, Jamaican,
Jamaican,
Haitian,
Guyanese,
Yeah,
Haitian,
exactly. Like that's,
Cuban.
Yeah, for sure.
Shit like that. Countries like that.
This
So,
is the dopest fucking table right
This-
here.
the
That's
story-
why we selected this table, Claudio.
Yes, 100%.
Saying, bro, in
This
the
table, my dad had it made. My dad's Puerto Rican. There was a guy making Domino's tables in Dominican Republic, and my dad said he had like a bunch of them for sale with like the Dominican flag on them. And my dad said, "Yeah, no, I don't want none of that shit." He said, "I want you to make my own." He said, and I want you to have the Puerto Rican flag and the Dominican flag. And I want you to, and my dad had this written, the best of both worlds. That's what it says here. The best of both worlds.
The best of both worlds.
And he had this made when my dad moved to Puerto Rico. My dad lives in Puerto Rico now. When my dad moved to Puerto Rico, he didn't want to bring it with him.
When we going to visit him, what's up?
Yo, he talks to me all the time about going to Puerto Rico.
Yo, let's fucking go.
I haven't been to Puerto Rico because they closed the beaches.
Yeah, what's Puerto Rico?
They close a lot of stuff that you just can't go do. COVID's got Puerto Rico fucked up. You can only, like, if your license plate ends in an odd number, you can only go out, like, it's like every other day. Even numbers go out on Monday, odd numbers go out on Tuesday. Even numbers go out on Wednesday, odd numbers go out on Thursday. Even numbers go out on Wednesday, odd numbers go out on Saturday. Nobody goes out on Sunday.
Jesus Christ, that's like the water shortage in Cali. You know that if you have like a it's like I think it's like goes by house number or some odd number houses could water their grass on like Monday, Wednesday. Even numbers water their grass on like Tuesday, Thursday, like because of fucking droughts and shit.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's some crazy shit. I'm over here taking a 3-hour shower.
That's what I was just gonna say, bro. When you look at these countries that don't have that,
I'm talking about Cali,
and then you're talking about California. But if you look at I was watching a fucking video that came across on Facebook. I'm even ashamed to say I'm on Facebook, but it's about like the roofs in Antigua. Is it Antigua? They designed their roofs to catch water because they don't have like
that's pretty
water
goddamn
source,
smart though,
right? So they design, and every house has a well. But they say as a result of them not having that much water, they all used to taking like 3-minute showers.
Yo, I know you got something we could post this shit up with because I don't want to miss their fucking chat.
I don't want to miss the chat either. I could bring it up on the computer. You could read it behind me. What's it? Read the chat. So essential. I'm going to say what I'm going to say, and then you could tell me what the chat says. So every house has their own well with their own water, and they take quick showers because they have to. What's the chat say?
Nah, he's just saying like it should be by that they still serve water in California, but you got to request it. They don't just bring it to you and shit.
Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, Twiz knows mad shit.
Twiz knows mad shit.
100%. Like, yeah. I remember for a minute, I slept on Twiz's fucking like restaurant game and like, yo, this motherfucker knows mad shit.
Stop it right now. You know this nigga's making ramen in the house? He's making his own ramen?
Yo, I just brought Twiz up to my girl. We got ramen from Koikakora the other night. And I was like, we still got to try that Slurp ramen place that Twiz talks about. Yo, Twiz sunned me a couple times on some fucking food. And I was like, damn, yo, he really knows this
shit. Bro,
he's
making his own ramen at the house.
Yo, fuck.
His own ramen. He's making like the whole thing. You know that nasty ass pork like that they be making. They got take the scum off the top and shit like that. It's delicious, but the preparation of it's kind of gross.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit like that.
But he's making like everything, dude. The other day he made sushi. He was making sushi like with like fish, you know what I'm saying? And he was making tempura rolls.
Oh no, I thought he was making sushi.
There's tempura too
with fucking coconut.
No, listen, there's fucking tempura too. That's what I'm saying. He was making like fucking sashimi. My man's got the Damascus blade that they be cutting up their fish with.
Oh, the Ginsu shit?
Yeah, man.
Fucking
yo, he's got the knife and everything.
You gotta be careful. That shit'll take your finger off and you won't even know.
Dude, when he whipped it out on me,
you go to start the car, you realize your finger's
missing. Dude, he whipped it out on me and I was like, I don't know if you should be using that. I literally told him, he said, yo, my girl got this for me as a gift. And I was like, honestly, Twiz, I don't know if you're ready for that. And I think I insulted him unintentionally, but I just, those knives are so, some of these motherfucking knives are so sharp that, like you said, like you'll cut you. Yeah. And you'll never fucking know.
Yo, I'm fucking telling you, bro.
You'll have no idea. It cuts you.
You have no idea, bro. It's like, I'm telling you, your finger will be on the floor. Like, you'll notice because, like, the dog ran off weird.
You're like, a bunch of blood everywhere.
Yeah, and the dog running with your finger.
Yeah, man.
Across the fucking living room.
Oh, man. You ever had a bad cut?
I've ever had a bad cut, bro. I fucking came up working in kitchens, bro. You kidding me? True. This right here, my nerve is I still got nerve damage. I cut myself with a serrated knife. You know what that is? It was not a sharp, clean cut. That shit was like a fucking hacksaw. It was like... I felt it. Yeah, I felt the blade going through my fucking finger.
Oh, then no.
And I cut myself with the fucking deli slicer.
Oh.
Yeah, bro.
My man one time was trying to break into his house, like his own house. He was trying to get into the house.
The window?
Yeah. Bro, he kept, you know how, listen, don't ever try to open a window by gripping your hand against the glass because you know what happens?
You'll push through it.
He pushed his hand through the glass. My man had like 150 stitches.
Yo,
bro.
That's one of the worst cuts
he was stitched from here to like here.
And it's a jagged, nasty cut.
It's not a straight cut. Like they're going to stitch you up and your skin's going to look different.
That's like Mike Perry when he put his leg through that window on his
Same
Instagram
shit.
story.
Yeah, bro. So, they just put you back together the way they put you back together. It's not like when you tear an MCL or something like that and they stretch it to your fucking hamstring or whatever, or your ACL. One of them, they stretch it and attach it to your hamstring. I don't know which one it is, but
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I-
So I'm gonna stay out of this one.
you know what? Don't fucking open windows you're trying to grip your hand against the glass.
No, there's a reason they got the little lip you could pull up. And if you can't generate enough
Well, we were on the outside of the window.
strength, you need to get closer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You need to get closer. Because sometimes here you be feeling like weak as fuck. Like, damn, I can't open this fucking window.
Yeah, put your chest up on that shit.
Just gotta get closer. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Closer.
That shit works for
ergonomics,
sex,
you know what
too.
I'm saying? Yeah, exactly.
Just in case you're wondering, get as close to put your thighs against the bed.
Yeah, you gotta.
Who is that behind me?
You gotta prop yourself up a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, get yourself some Crocs to give you grip. 100% works.
See, he cut the tip of his finger off. Fucking Claudio said.
And you know what's even more dangerous than sharp knives?
Dull knives.
Dull knives, because a dull knife will slip.
Yeah.
A dull knife will
Exactly.
slip and end up poking you or something
It's more
like that.
dangerous, like especially if
Yeah.
you're cutting like vegetables. You ever cut a tomato with a dull knife?
Oh,
bro, it's
my
like trying to
God.
cut a fucking handball.
Dude,
You can't fucking cut that.
dude,
shit.
the tomato just folds. Like it just squishes.
Yeah, it won't even. Now you'll just roll off it. Like it
Yeah.
just won't fucking cut.
And I like it. And this might sound prissy, but I enjoy a thin cut tomato. I don't like a thick, and I don't give a fuck. Like, I look, you're giving me.
Nah, I feel you on that.
But I like a thin cut tomato. I don't like a thick ass tomato on my sandwich.
I don't even really put tomato on my sandwich. It's too wet. It makes my fucking shit all soggy. You got to eat it immediately. If that thing's coming with you somewhere, don't put tomato on it.
And don't put the cheese on top of the tomato, because the acid from the tomato.
Makes it. That's the kitchen life.
Yeah, 'cause
That's why you know
worked,
that.
Yeah, we worked in the kitchen.
That's why you know that it'll liquefy that cheese.
Yeah, that cheese.
Shit starts looking weird. They're
That
like,
cheese-
why is my cheese melting in the fridge?
Why is it only melting in a perfect circle where the tomatoes underneath it?
Fucking weird.
Yeah, 100%, yo. It's a weird thing. We're gonna have to we've thought about this before, about putting another screen here so we could read.
Yeah, we're gonna
comments
do
or
that so we
whatever.
can read it. So we can read the chat live because this isn't the first time. Like,
that we've had this issue where, or we just missed the chat completely.
yeah.
So we're trying to do our best. If you're in here, give us.
I mean, I got a
up.
fucking I got an iPad and shit. If you want, we could fucking like prop that shit up somewhere.
No,
We could, like, put it right here.
I have other monitors that we
All right,
can
so
place
then
up.
what the hell you
There's a
doing?
monitor right there. You see that monitor?
So what
We'll
the
take that
fuck?
monitor and we'll plop it here, and then we'll put the logo.
Yeah,
and then
we
we'll
can see
just
the chat.
we'll have a chat feed.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, 100%. So next time you guys get here, there'll be a chat feed. I know that you got things to do tonight, so we gotta cut
Nah,
cut
it's
our
all good.
conversation.
We still got a little. We still got a little bit.
But we're gonna get into the fights.
Yeah, we're gonna. I want to talk about a couple things. I want to talk about. Did you see Frankie Edgar did a post interview? Now he did it with.
Did he do it from
Brad
out
Okamoto?
I hope he was like leaving like the MRI.
No,
I hope
it was just now. He did it today.
Okay, what they say. So
did it
real,
today.
real quick, I want to give you
Yeah,
some
please.
context behind Frankie Edgar.
Yeah, go ahead.
Frankie Edgar fought last Saturday.
Or so, so we
He
told
showed
him.
up to an event.
So he was told.
Frankie Edgar showed up to an event. He fought Corey Sandhagen.
Yep.
Is this Sandahagen?
No, it's just Sand Hagen.
Corey Sandhagen fought Frankie Edgar. Corey Sandhagen landed a flying knee within like the first 60 some odd seconds.
Yeah,
of
it
the
was
fight.
30 seconds in.
Within
It was
the
like
first-
28 seconds.
Okay, beautiful flying knee. Frankie Edgar was basically standing up. He wasn't going for it. Wasn't like the Jorge Masvidal Ben Askren knockout.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that at all.
He wasn't diving for a takedown.
No.
He was fainting a little bit, but nothing crazy. He was damn near upright.
It was almost like you know how I shouldn't say like a. So you know how the Superman punch, it kind of like they jolt upward. It was like a Superman knee, but Corey would have landed in the same spot. Like he threw that knee upwards,
Yeah.
and he hit him in the fucking head,
Right in the jaw.
knocked him out, fucking cold.
He turned him into a fucking piece of furniture.
Dude, he was a fucking carpet.
Yeah, he was a door.
He was a lion. You know those bears that lie on the floor? He was like a lion fucking bear, bro. Poor fucking guy. Vicious knockout. Undoubtedly one of the most brutal knockouts of 2021.
Don't want to interrupt Frankie Edgar, but this guy Claudio was saying that he got two 32-inch TVs. What does that mean? You think you're going to throw us one of those? What are you trying to tell us?
Is he donating it to the Masters
Are you
of None
are you
podcast?
donating this to the podcast? Is this your contribution? What's up, bro?
Yo, I'd be so fucking pissed if we had to plant two 32-inch TVs somewhere over here.
No, I just want one 32-inch right there.
Those are 32-inch ultra wides. Those are 32-inch. That's how big a 32-inch is.
That's fucking perfect.
It's
I'll
fucking
have this
enormous,
whole
right?
motherfucker with TVs.
You know what, Claudio? If you got a 32-inch and you're going to donate to us, you know what I could do?
I had this place looking like a sports bar.
Yeah.
What's up, yo?
I kind of hate that when you walk into a bar and they got like a fucking...
Well, I have ADD. So
That's why I don't
so
like-
I think. I'm like this.
I don't like that shit.
I'm watching golf. Then I'm watching tennis. Then I'm watching a fucking basketball game. Then I'm watching a fight. Then I'm watching the news. I'm like, this is it's like fucking.
I don't
too
like
much.
that shit. And we were just talking about the fucking fights, and now we're talking about fucking sports bars. So just to give some background, that's where this conversation is stemming from. It's stemming from this week's fight night. Really good card. I don't know why Alistair Overeem was the main event.
Nobody cared about that fight. And I knew he was going to get his ass beat. I got chewed out on Twitter. They're like, Overeem's get. I said, listen, Frankenstein.
You called that knockout. You said he was going to get knocked out.
He's going to get knocked out.
And you know what was weird is that he looked good, but when it started going downhill, it went downhill so fast. If you look at him at the end of the first round, he's got a little bit of blood. Dude, at the end of the second round, this dude was fucking leaking.
Yeah.
He was like bleeding profusely. In the third round, dude gets fucking TKO'd. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, it's not a spoiler. If you haven't seen the fight yet, too goddamn bad. It's Thursday.
Yeah, so gets fucking knocked out. But to go back to what you're saying, what happened with Frankie Edgar? Did he post something after waking up from that vicious night? Did he just wake up?
Nah, he just woke up. They just exhibited him. Nah, he was doing he did an interview with Brad Okamoto.
Okay.
Who I don't even like him because I don't like the kind of questions he asks. He's like a passive kind of dick.
I feel like he doesn't have a fluid enough personality to interview anybody.
Yeah, he's kind of got a sociopath kind of vibe, but I don't like the questions that he asks. A lot of times I think they're just kind of, they're distasteful.
Okay.
They're unnecessary sometimes. Like he asked him, he's like, so, how does it feel to see yourself knocked out like that?
What?
I'm like, how does that feel? Like, come over here. You want to find out?
That's why I love Ariel Helwani.
Like Ariel Helwani's the best interviewer. He has class. He's the best goddamn
He knows
interviewer.
his stuff.
Yeah.
The only other guy that I like more than, and I don't like him more than Ariel, is the dude that's like a character.
The schmo.
The schmo.
Yeah.
And the only reason I like him is because he's a character.
Yeah.
I don't even watch his
he was a
interviews.
fighter.
Was he a fighter?
He was a fighter. And then he like stopped fighting and took on this fucking persona.
He's a character.
He's murdering
If any of you guys are ever interested in listening into watching like, MMA content, on like news content and, getting informed on what's happening, Ariel Helwani, you can look him up on YouTube, on Instagram, on YouTube. He's got a lot of good content. He does a show with Daniel Cormier. He has like super, in my opinion, very accurate kind of informed stuff. So just continue.
Yeah.
So he's done an interview with
Brad Okamoto.
Yeah.
And
what does he say to that question?
He's like, it's hard to watch, he's like, it's tough, he's like, trying to learn from it or something like that. And he said that he's like, it's tough to swallow. He's like, because like, I'm going to be a part of this guy's highlight reel, like for the rest of time.
A part of his highlight reel, bro. You're going to be on the fucking 2021 highlight reel for the rest of time, bro.
That's what he said. He said,
I'm going to be on time. You're going to be on that highlight reel.
Yeah. He's like, he turned me into a highlight, but the good thing is he was like, I haven't been online or nothing. I didn't want to see no memes. But there are no memes.
There aren't.
Like that's what Brad Okamoto told him. He's like the industry, like even like the fan base, like the MMA community has so much respect for you that they didn't do that to you. Like,
I don't think that's what it is, though. I don't think that the community has so much respect for him that he's not a meme. I just think that he's not a fucking come mierda, and that's why there's no memes. So when you knock out a guy like Ben Askren, who's been saying that he's going to come over here and he's going to dominate.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's why he gets turned into a meme because and you're not a Ben fan. I'm a fan of Ben.
I think that's the most overrated fighter that has ever fought. Anyway, listen to what Frankie Edgar was saying. Frankie Edgar was like, he said, I didn't come to, like, this is why I love Frankie Edgar. He was so real about it. He said, I didn't come to until like 15 minutes after I was in the back. He's like, I didn't remember the fight. He said, he came to in the back. He said, I don't remember walking out on my own. He said, I came to in the back. He said, and I said, what happened? And they said, you just fought. He said, I fought who?
Oh, shit.
And he said, you fought Corey Sandhagen. He said, Corey Sandhagen. He said, did I take that fight on short notice? He said, I didn't even remember.
What?
I didn't even remember training for that fight. He said, I didn't even remember having a fight camp.
Fuck.
They were like, you trained for like 2 months for this fight. He's like, nah, I must have took this fight on short notice. He said, who's this that I fought? And they were like, Corey Sandhagen, like the Sandman. He said, and then after a while, he said, I didn't even remember. They asked me what day it is. I said, September.
Oh,
December.
Sad. That's sad, man.
But that happens, I'm sure, to all fighters because
You get it back. This isn't permanent.
Yeah. And he said a little while later, he was like, they said, it's February. He said, oh, it's February 6th, blah, blah, blah. I just fought. He's like, then I remembered the warm up. He's like, and things started coming back. And then I remembered the first 20 seconds of the fight. He's like, then things started coming back. He's like, but at first he's like, I didn't remember shit.
Damn. It's difficult to watch guys like that get knocked out, especially with him. He's a real good guy. But it seems like we're coming to this point in the sport where, from my perspective, that all these guys that were huge, 5-6 years ago, they're still fighting. It's not like basketball where you could or like some other sports where people play and then they leave. A lot of people who are good are kind of still sticking around. Not many people are leaving on their own rapport. You don't see a lot of people like Henry Cejudo, who wins, becomes a champ, and then decides to leave. Guys like even Daniel Cormier kind of extended his stay a little longer than
fighting is different, especially MMA. Like the prime of an MMA fighter is a little later than a lot of other sports.
And I can understand
an MMA fighter's prime is their early 30s.
And I can also understand that people come back and they go on a tear, and then they're doing really good, so they want to continue to fight. You look at
but MMA doesn't do you any favors.
No,
they throw you in there with some killers like Frankie Edgar against Corey Sandhagen. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, Corey Sandhagen is a young, up and coming title contender.
Yeah.
It's a fucking tough fight. Like, if I'm Frankie Edgar's people, I want him to go in against somebody, not like a washed up dude, but like somebody a little older. Like, I want him to fight Jose Aldo.
Yeah.
That type of shit.
Somebody who fought in the same time frame that they fought. They were fighting at the same time.
Yeah.
Also, you look at it and you say, do I want to fight for the title anytime soon? Because what's it take to fight for the title?
Yeah.
It's going to take me.
You got to go through those
kids.
murderers row.
Yeah. I got to beat these kids that are coming up, and I got to show them that, no, you're staying down there and I'm coming up for the fucking title fights.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that didn't happen for him. Sandhagen put on a fucking brilliant performance.
Yeah, he really did.
What a fucking sick fight.
And he also had an interview, which I went to Twitter and it actually got a lot of traction. It's a decent amount of traction. I had to put like a tweet storm. It was like 3 or 4 tweets or something like that, because I had to explain this shit, because Corey Sandhagen was talking about TJ Dillashaw and like Dillashaw's like return. And he's like, I would fight TJ Dillashaw. Like, to me, what he should do is wait for the winner of Aljamain Sterling and Petr Yan, and wait to fight the winner of that in the summertime.
What do you think is going to happen? What's going to be the result of that fight?
Petr Yan I think is going to take that fight.
You think so?
Yeah, his striking is too hard and too sharp. If Aljamain doesn't right away start wrestling him, he's going to have some trouble. Like the way he did to Corey Sandhagen. He fucking wrestled Corey Sandhagen, took his back in like the first couple minutes and strangled him. Like that. That's what he needs to do.
Didn't allow him.
Shout out Long Island.
Yeah.
Shout out Long Island, because he strangled that motherfucker.
I really like Sterling. I really like him.
Petr Yan is sharp,
but
his striking is fucking sharp.
Yeah, he's good.
So
that division looks really good, man.
It's revived.
Yeah,
it's definitely revived. So they were talking about TJ Dillashaw's return, and he was saying, TJ Dillashaw has no business being talked about with contenders. You just popped for fucking EPO.
Yeah.
You need to fucking come back.
And you lost.
Yeah.
You didn't just piss hot.
Yeah.
You lost.
You got knocked out on EPO.
Yeah.
So then you come back and they're talking about having him fight Corey Sandhagen and shit. I'm like, Corey Sandhagen is the number 2 ranked bantamweight in the world right now. I don't want to hear about that. Like, if I'm if I'm the UFC or something, TJ Dillashaw needs to come back and fight like Marlon Moraes. Maybe I'll give him Rob Font.
Damn, you know what? The Marlon Moraes fight would be a really good fight.
I think that's what he needs to do.
And it'd be a good fight for the both of them, because Marlon would need that fight to move up.
It would give Marlon Moraes,
because he's not looking too good right now.
No.
He needs it. He needs his next fight to be a win. He got stopped
his last 2 fights, I think.
He needs his next fight to be a win.
And if TJ wins that fight, I think it's a good introduction for him back into the division. Yeah. I think that it's good for him to it's like a tune-up fight almost if he wins it. And if he loses it, then we know that your performance enhancers may have been a part of your success. Like, let's keep it a stack.
Yeah, and he says, he did it to get down because the truth is that he was going down to fight Henry Cejudo.
Yeah.
But he, it's probably hard enough for him to get to 45.
Yeah.
Getting down to 35.
Yeah, I mean, he was using it when he went down to 25.
Excuse me, he was going from 35 to 25.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting to 35 is probably hard enough for him.
Yeah, so
getting to 25,
dude,
those guys are tiny.
Yeah, so my tweet storm that I was saying was Corey Sandhagen said that he popped for one of the worst steroids you can take. So EPO is not steroids. So I said this on Twitter, and then a couple of people were like, kind of disagreeing with me. So I think that, so then I proceeded to put together and explain what EPO is. EPO is not a steroid. So anybody that's listening that watches fighting or watches sports of any kind, EPO is not a steroid. EPO is short for Epigen. Epigen is a medication that is given to chronically anemic patients to stimulate red blood cell production. That's what EPO is. So essentially what that does is it exponentially increases your blood's oxygen carrying capacity. That's what it's for. That's the purpose of it. It's similar to blood doping.
Yeah, because TJ was saying he was having difficulties training. He couldn't even get up. He was like, he was
gassed.
He was gassed because he shouldn't have been fighting at 125 pounds.
No. He looked like a Halloween decoration. Like, you can't be doing that shit. So it's like, that's what EPO is. So I think that a lot of the MMA community, fighters especially,
it's doping though.
It's doping and it's illegal and you should not be allowed to do it. But it isn't.
It's
steroids.
Almost kind of like what Lance did, right?
Similar, yeah. That's a lot of what Lance was doing was EPO and blood doping. Which blood doping is when you remove, like you're donating blood. You remove a unit of blood from your body and you hang on to it. Your body replenishes that blood that you lost over time, and then before the competition, you transfuse that blood back in. So now you essentially have an extra pint of blood in your body. That is very performance enhancing. I mean, you can compare it to almost having like an extra little lung or something like that in order to help you carry this oxygen. You know what I mean? So that right there to me is, I think it'll help fighters fight more cleanly if they know what they're talking about. Like, if you don't understand the substances that are banned and the substances that aren't, how are you supposed to know what you are and aren't allowed to do?
It's the same thing when people are complaining about fighters when they piss hot, like John Jones.
Yeah.
John Jones did piss hot 2 years ago, a year and a half ago.
It was longer than that.
Was it?
It was a while ago.
Damn, it was like 2.5 years ago because I was
Something
still
like
working at the same place.
Yeah.
You're right. It was like 2.5 years ago, but it was such a minute amount.
I don't care.
But it could have came from some of his supplements. Supplements are known for being, there's tainted supplements. It exists.
Just but they didn't find any supplements that he was using to be tainted.
It was like what was it?
A picogram.
A picogram.
Yeah, but to me, a picogram is like, either way, it's possible that there was something he had ingested and his body just hadn't completely metabolized it.
Or some of the products he was taking, because if you go and buy, there's a lot of shit that they can't buy at GNC.
Yeah.
So you could go to GNC and there's like byproduct in some of these like creatine supplements or some of these protein supplements.
Yeah.
There's like,
there's off the shelf steroids.
There's off the shelf steroids.
It's just not labeled that way.
So they're not, these products aren't illegal. Yeah. They're banned from this organization.
Yeah. For competing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it could have been remnants of something that he ingested by mistake, so on and so forth. But what my point is to not say that John Jones is free and clear of all the allegations that he's been accused of. What I'm saying is just like, you can ingest something accidentally and have just like a micro, like a little, even less than a micro. It's a picro, whatever.
Yeah.
And they'll still find it, and you'll still be punished for it. But it's way worse when you got guys like this who are like, it's undoubtedly intentional. You did it. You've admitted to doing it.
Yeah. And your whole team has said you've been doing it. Like your ex-teammates are like,
they've been saying you've been cheating for years.
For fucking years they've been saying that.
TJ's been saying that this guy's been cheating for years. He's
no, Alpha Male was saying TJ's been cheating.
I thought TJ was saying that. Cody was saying TJ was cheating.
He's Team Alpha Male.
Yes.
They used to train together.
Cody, I know.
He's straight up like, he used to try to give me shit. And I used to be like, no.
Cody's been saying that he's been cheating before this.
Yeah, so for him to come up hot, I'm like, dude, has your entire career been this way? This is why I say you can't come in and fight the number 2 guy.
No, I wonder what's gonna happen with Cody. I want to say he's either has a fight coming up or he's gonna have a fight coming up.
Yeah, he has a fight coming up. I think he's going to be
I definitely want to see them fight again.
I think he's going to be a tough coach.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what the plan is for him.
No, let's give this guy a couple more fights. Yeah. He needs a belt.
Yeah.
We need him to...
he needs to not get knocked out. That's what he needs to do.
His last 2 fights, how sharp did this fucking guy look?
Well, he's had
2 fights.
He didn't win his last 2.
Yeah.
He knocked out Pedro Munoz. Who did he fight before that?
He's had 2 fights since he's returned under the new training.
Are they both wins?
Yeah, from my understanding, if I remember correctly.
I think he had 1 fight. I think he had to pull from the other one because he had COVID.
So you gotta pull it up.
I think he had to pull out because he tested positive for COVID.
He's under, you know, I don't know if it's new because I'm pretty sure he still trains at Alpha Male, right? But he's doing, there's some kind of different regimen or some kind of different coaching structure that he has. He's fighting much better. He's fighting much safer. No more brawls. And that's really what got him. You know, if you look at his 2 knockouts versus fucking TJ, you know, he gets into these slugfests with people and he just gets hit before he just gets hit before he hits.
He fights too emotional sometimes. He needs to not do that.
You guys record up?
Yeah, you know what I wanted to say real quick to go back to the John Jones? I also think that the technology is improving vastly and they're starting to track shit that's like ridiculous. Yeah. They're starting to find shit that may have always been in a human. You know, and that's another
thing they were saying about John Jones, that he could have had that in there forever.
I think it's just finding like trace amounts of stuff that we naturally have in our bodies. But you know, like that, I don't want to keep dwelling on that, but I just wanted to go back and touch on that real quick.
Yeah. John Jones, Dana White said the other day, he's one of the greatest UFC fighters of all time.
Oh, of course.
And you know, it's kind of undoubtable, right? When you give, who else do you give that crown to? You could give that crown to some other people, but then when you put their resume against John Jones' resume, you're like, fuck, I don't know if this guy really is the best of all time, right?
Yeah, John Jones, the thing is, the people John Jones beat at the point of their careers that he beat them, he beat everybody in their prime, which is, you know, that shit is crazy.
So if he comes up to heavyweight and now dominates heavyweight, now what? That's what I'm saying when I'm talking about fighters that fight a little too long sometimes. It's like, now what is he going to do? He goes up to heavyweight and he wins this next fight and then fights for the belt after that. And whether he fights, because the Stipe's fighting Francis again, right?
Yep.
So Stipe's fighting Francis again. After Francis beats Stipe, because I don't see Stipe beating him again. Maybe he does. I don't see it happening. I think that Francis is just too fucking dangerous, and he's had too much time in between their fights.
Nah, bro. It was he lost to Pedro Munoz. That's right. He beat Rafael Assunção. That's the dude he knocked out.
And then he lost his next fight?
No, that was the last fight he had. He won. The fight before that was Pedro Munoz. He lost. He got TKO'd. The fight before that, he fought TJ, got knocked out. Okay. Fight before that, he fought TJ, got knocked out. So, you know, he needs a couple wins.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And you know, I'm always in his corner. He's
me too. I like him.
I like him a lot. I think he's I think he's good for the sport. Not a bad guy. Shouldn't have fought TJ back to back. Fuck. I know that they had that personal animosity there.
That's why he bit down on his mouthpiece.
I wanted him to win so bad, man.
He bit down on his mouthpiece. I wanted him to win so bad.
But who the fuck knows now? Because maybe this fucking guy was cheating the whole fucking time. So, you know, which is what he said anyways. But to go back to what I was saying about John Jones and like some of these fucking fighters who, you know, like it's almost like you want to say like, now what? It's like, are you still gonna keep fighting? You know, Israel Adesanya is really young, and he hasn't been in the UFC for too long. But he's another one. He's going up. What happens if he dominates and wins? Like when is the end? Like it's not like Tom Brady and Super Bowl wins, but it's like when at the UFC, like not many people go out on top.
No.
At all.
It's different. There's a different level of competition when it comes to fighting.
When is it enough? When is it enough that you can say, okay, I don't need to fight anymore, right? And when Henry, like I keep going back to Henry Cejudo, but he's the only one that did it. He's the only one that left.
He's gonna come back. He's not gone.
And maybe he will come back.
He'll come back.
But if he doesn't, or if he does, he's still left at an appropriate time, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He left at a good time. There's nobody else for him to fight. Same thing, you look at Khabib. Khabib left now. If he doesn't come back, I don't blame the guy. Who the fuck is he going to fight?
Yeah.
Who are these guys going to fight? He's not going to go up.
I don't care to see Khabib fight anymore, to be honest. He proved everything I need to see. Nobody can beat Khabib. To me, Khabib holds up the division. Go away now. Go away.
That's it. Nobody for him to fight.
I don't want to.
There really isn't nobody for him to fight.
No.
So the same thing when you look at John Jones, right? John Jones goes, and there's people for John Jones to fight because the weight class is so much more. It's so much more diverse. Saying he's been in there for so long.
Yeah.
There's different people there, right? John Jones goes up to heavyweight. Let's just say he wins this fight. Then he fights, and they set him up for a super fight against the winner of Stipe Francis, who, in my opinion, I think is going to be Francis. And he fights Francis and he wins. Then what? First of all, you shouldn't have given up your belt because then you could have been champ, but whatever. But then what else? What, he goes back to light heavyweight or he defends it at heavyweight? It's like
he'll probably retire.
There's got to be a point where
he's going to stay at heavyweight. He said he has no plans on going back to light heavy,
which is kind of weird to me because he could fluctuate like the weight. Because when you're that heavy, I don't think it's going to be hard for. I don't think he's having trouble getting down. He doesn't look small at light heavyweight. I don't think it's trouble. I think that there's such a vast gap there
because you're talking about heavyweight division is 206 to fucking 265. So you're talking about if you're 215, that's cool. You know, you're 215 and you can go down to light heavyweight, fine. But you know, you're 215, you're fighting Francis at 265. That's a very, very, very different fight.
It's vastly different.
That's very different. I mean, when I train with guys that are way bigger than me, I mean, sometimes I'll be 10 times more technical than somebody, but the guy outweighs me by 60 pounds. That like equals like a fucking belt.
You get some technicality points from that.
That equals like a belt. Like that size does matter. That's the reason his weight class.
So you're saying that if he goes up and wins the belt at heavyweight,
he stays there.
Then he stays there, and he should probably leave there. Now, if Francis doesn't beat Stipe, I think I'd rather watch Stipe John Jones over watching Ngannou John Jones.
Me too. I think I would like to watch Stipe John Jones. I think that I don't know. That's
just like you said. Sometimes that weight gives them like that extra, like that next belt level, the technicality. I think that's what's going to happen with Stipe and Francis. I think that he got him the first time. Fool me once, shame on me. We're talking about, it's been a couple of years already that they fought. You know, he's been training this entire time. It's not like it's not like the guy's been sitting at home. He's had fights from now till then. He understands his mistakes. The world has been telling him of the mistakes. He's like, you know,
I don't think his cardio will be improved at all.
I don't think he's going to matter. I think he's going to knock him out.
I mean, Stipe's had a lot of rest for his brain, which is good.
Yeah.
Because I think the reason he got knocked out by DC was it was so close to when he took those shots from Francis.
Yeah. And also, ring rust is a thing. We've seen it with Conor. I'm not saying that Conor lost that fight because of ring rust. I'm just saying it exists.
It does exist.
If you're not consistently fighting, what other champion has fought more inconsistent than Stipe? Who's held up the division longer than him? He fights
like once every 2 years.
Who's held up? There's not a single fighter that's as inconsistent as he is.
Yeah.
He is consistently inconsistent, as a matter of fact.
He's consistently not fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's always just not fighting. And the division, like there's so many people in that division that are like ready and they want the division because it holds up the division.
Yeah, I don't think that's very fair. I'll be honest. He's fighting like a boxer.
Of course it's unfair. And you know why they do it, right? Because they want to make these stupid fucking super fights between him and DC. That's why they held it up for so long.
Yeah, true.
100%.
I love
100%.
DC,
I love DC. I think he's great. But those fights, DC fighting other people in between those fights, and him still not fighting. He's injured. He isn't injured. He's a firefighter. All these things.
Yeah, he needs to cut that firefighter shit out.
I don't know, man. You can. I guess. I admire him for being a firefighter. You're helping out the world. I get it. It's great. But
one piece of news that I got notified on, and then I got to wrap this up.
All right, let's hit it.
The Khamzat Edwards fight is off again.
Why?
Khamzat apparently is having some lingering effects from COVID-19. Still.
You know what's funny is that I bet you it's not even him. Not like the doctors probably aren't letting him fight because he would fucking fight with COVID.
No, it's he can't train. He's not medically cleared. I mean, you're not going to have. What happens is he's probably suffering from respiratory issues. He might. I mean, in my experience, what happens is you end up you end up throwing like microemboli. You start having blood clots. Some people suffer blood clots even after they beat COVID and they test negative. They start having things like DVTs, like deep vein thrombosis in their legs. They start having pulmonary embolisms, which is a blood clot. It's like a stroke, but it goes to your lung instead of your brain.
And he was supposed to fight Leon Edwards.
Yes.
Man, he would have fucked Leon Edwards up.
I don't know.
If you think people aren't talking about Leon now, listen, you know what the only thing I know about Leon Edwards? You know what the biggest thing I know about him? Because
that he ate that 3-piece in a soda.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what everybody knows about him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get a lot of hate on Twitter because I say I don't care about that fight at all. Everyone's like, man, I can't wait for this fight. I'm like, who gives a fuck?
The Masvidal Edward fight or
the Edwards Chimaev fight?
I want to see it because I want to see Chimaev fight in general again.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see him fight too, but I'd like to see him fight somebody I give a shit about.
Leon Edwards is still a contender. He's not a contender.
I don't care about
I just don't give a fuck about him.
Yeah.
And the only thing
I haven't seen him fight in so fucking
he hasn't fought
long.
in so long.
I don't care.
His last memorable moment was eating a 3-piece from fucking Jorge Masvidal.
I can't believe
in the middle
Masvidal wasn't
of
brought
an
up on
interview.
charges or anything.
He left the country like immediately. He said to him and his
Yo, he
boys,
assaulted that man, cut his face open,
yeah,
and left. I was
and
like,
he left.
what? And like nobody said shit. Like Dana was like, should have had your hands up.
I'll tell you
Protect
what.
yourself at all times.
Yeah, I'd tell you one thing. Jorge Masvidal hasn't been back to the UK since. I guarantee it.
Yeah. Well, he's received well by everybody. It's strange. Everybody loves that bad boy
lying.
shit.
I think. Oh no, that was after the fucking Darren Till fight, right?
I don't remember.
I think. Why else was he there?
Yeah, did he knock out Darren Till?
He sure as fuck
He
did.
did. He slept his ass.
Sure as fuck did.
Yeah,
He
you're
won
right.
2 fights that night.
You're right. Yeah, he did. He fought twice in a night. Cosmat thinks he killed it, fighting twice in 2 weeks.
Nah.
This dude fought twice
This
in a
dude
fucking
fought
night.
Twice in one night.
Some fucking old Hoist Gracie shit.
Yeah, you talking that cheeky shit.
Yeah.
We're getting punched in the fucking mouth.
Yeah, bro.
All right, man. I know you got shit to do tonight, so let's wrap this up.
Yeah, man.
Masters of None, episode 15. I know what the fucking title says. I'm gonna update it. That's it. Check us out on our social medias. Please, if you watch this long, thank you very much. First things first.
Yeah, man.
Second
Like
of all,
and subscribe.
yeah, please like and subscribe. It really does help. And you know what? I used to think that was bullshit when people say, "Oh, it really does help." Please subscribe. No,
It does.
it fucking does help.
Yeah.
So like our shit, subscribe, and that's it, man. I hope everybody has a great weekend. Are there fights this weekend?
Yeah. Yeah, man. You got freaking Dorino is fighting Usman for the belt, bro.
Oh, you're right.
Got Gilbert Burns fighting him, and freaking there's another fight too. It's Jim Miller's fighting some fuck.
Before you go, let's just talk. I just want to talk about the main event. I want to hear your predictions.
I can't even. I gotta go.
Okay, all right,
But,
that's it, guys.
But I think that
Who's gonna win? Just tell me who's gonna win.
Gilbert Burns is gonna take the belt.
Gilbert Burns is gonna take.
Gilbert
the
Burns
belt.
a motherfucker. He's gonna take that belt.
All right, I think Kamaru Usman stays with the belt. I think he's going to solidify how good he is. And I'm not an Usman fan. I just think that he's just so good, and he's been looking so.
You know
good.
they train together. They're old
I
training
know.
partners.
Yeah.
And Gilbert is like
100%.
he knows what's up. He
Yeah.
said Usman knows I will submit him whenever I want. He said he knows this. He said do not let Usman confuse you. He said he knows I will submit him.
That's it.
He knows.
That's that episode 15. Thanks, guys.
That's it.
Peace out.
Love y'all.
Damn, where the fuck is my mouse? Boom. Whoa.